Welcome back to another rebuild I got for you guys here today. Today I'm going to be attempting to rebuild the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, this offense is not bad at all, led by Dak Prescott. Didn't have the best season last year, did have a pretty good rookie season. He's still not that bad of a quarterback, though. Ezekiel Elliott is probably the best player on this offense, who's not on the offensive line. A 92 overall superstar development, 23 years old. He should have a very good rebuild for us, considering the O-line he has to run behind. Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, like the highest rated players at their respective positions pretty much. This wide receiver core got a lot worse by letting go of Dez Bryant, but Dez Bryant didn't produce too well last season. Allen Hurns is not a bad option. Cole Beasley has been okay for them, and then Terrence Williams has been okay for them as well. I think I want to try to trade for a wide receiver, though. Jeff Swaim is their starting tight end, since Jason Witten retired. Kind of sucks for them that he did. He was always a really good player. And then this defense, the best player here is DeMarcus Lawrence, and that's not even really that close. He's a 91 overall. The next highest, actually, never mind. Sean Lee's a 96. I forgot about this. He's 32 years old. He does have star development. I think I will keep him. That face scan is pretty accurate, but his head is massive. Do you guys see that? Look at this. I feel like that's, I don't know, it looks kind of weird to me. They definitely did a face scan on him, but I don't know, it looks kind of funny. But I mean, Sean Lee's a very good player. DeMarcus Lawrence is a very good player. I kind of forgot Sean Lee was that high rated in this game. Byron Jones and Chidobe Awuzie, pretty decent corners. Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, right? Anthony. For some reason, I thought Arthur. No, okay, yeah, definitely Anthony. Some good, cornerback depth. A bunch of young players there. Xavier Woods starting free safety. Jeff Heath starting strong safety. Definitely want to change those guys. And then Leighton Vander Esch, I think that's how you pronounce it. They're rookie, middle linebacker, 21 years old. Hopefully he can play well for us. 84 speed, 85 tackling, 91 acceleration. Not a bad-looking player, but let me get into some trades here. Tyrone Crawford, Lael Collins, and a second-round draft pick will get me DeAndre Hopkins. Damian Wilson, I believe, and Cole Beasley for the Giants' first-round draft pick. Terrence Williams, Randy Gregory, and Rod Smith will get me the first-rounder of the Bears. I'm giving the Raiders Justin Marshall Lillard, Detone Jones, and Anthony Brown for Kalichi Osemele. Charles Tapper, Coney Ely, and Joe Thomas for the Cardinals' first-rounder. I'm giving the Panthers Jeff Heat, White, and Looney for their first-rounder. I'm going to be signing Eric Reed to this team because I really need a strong safety. This is what the team looks like heading into the first season. I think I made this team overall worse. I don't remember what the overall was, but I did trade away a lot of players. But we did also gain some guys like DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. We got Kalichi Osemele now playing right tackle. Still don't have a good tight end. And I also want Gallup playing in the slot. He is a rookie, if I'm not mistaken. He's 22 years old, and he is a rookie, so I want him playing in the slot. I'll make sure that happens. This offensive line is tremendous. Dak Prescott should have a clean pocket most of the time. Ezekiel Elliott should have clear running lanes all the time, too. We still just need a tight end, like I mentioned. And then on the defense, I kind of took apart this defense a bit, but I did keep some good guys. Let me rearrange this, though, because DeMarcus Lawrence should be playing left end. Taco Charlton is playing right end. Sean Lee still left out. Vander Esch. I almost said Vandenheit. That's not his name. Vander Esch is playing middle linebacker. Jalen Smith, I moved to right outside linebacker. Xavier Woods and Eric Reed are the safeties. And then Chidobe Awuzie, Byron Jones, and Jordan Lewis make up the corners. So let me make sure that Gallup is playing in the slot, and I will see you, at the midseason mark. So we are 6-1 at the midseason mark. This team is playing so well. DeMarcus Lawrence definitely has to come back to the team. The Redskins are undefeated. And then the Eagles are 5-3. Okay, so this division is ridiculous. The Giants are 1-6-1 though, so I guess they need one bad team in this division. Anyway, on the offense, we have one experience point from Ezekiel Elliott and Tyron Smith. None for Gallup. Actually, no, he has one. Never mind. I thought he was playing over there, but yeah, he does have one experience point. And then on the defense, we have one from Sean Lee, one from Jalen Smith, and then one from everybody on the D-line there, one from Byron Jones and Jordan Lewis. None for Leighton Vander Esch. That's kind of disappointing. But anyway, DeMarcus Lawrence has to come back to the team. I already mentioned that. David Irving, I definitely want back. And then that is it, actually. Not a big re-signing period at all. So we have $2 million about to get this done. They are both coming back to the team. That's what I like to see. We made the playoffs here this first year, going 11-5, and the Redskins went 10-6. We won the division. The Eagles went 9-7, and the Giants turned it around quite a bit. They went 7-8-1. Division was actually pretty close. The Redskins fell off, though, after the midseason mark for sure. 1-3 in the preseason, won the opening 6 games, then we lost to the Redskins by 3. We could have been the undefeated team at the midseason mark, but then we lost to the Titans, beat the Eagles, lost to the Falcons, beat the Redskins, lost to the Saints, beat the Eagles, the Colts, and the Buccaneers, and then lost to the Giants at the end of the season. Not a bad year, though, at all. 11-5 is nice. Ezekiel Elliott actually wins MVP. Pretty excited to see how well he did. But Dak Prescott, 3,500 yards, 33 touchdowns, 11 picks. Nothing special, but not a bad season whatsoever. Ezekiel Elliott had 1,782 yards with 16 touchdowns and 0 fumbles. He averaged pretty much 6 yards a carry. That is insane. Bo Scarborough only got 1 touchdown. Dak Prescott got 1. So did Allen Hurns. Okay, that's random. DeAndre Hopkins, 71 catches, 907 yards, and 9 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns from Allen Hurns, 9 from Michael Gallup. He actually had a good year. And then 5 from Jeff Swaim. Sack numbers, very, very low. Not bad at all. Clecho Semley letting up 11 really isn't that bad. 126 tackles from Jalen Smith and Sean Lee. Where's Leighton Vander Esch? 61? Okay. That's alright. 15 tackles for loss, though, from David Irving, 14 from DeMarcus Lawrence, and then sacks, we have 9.5 from David Irving and 9.5 from DeMarcus Lawrence. Interceptions, 2 from Chidobe Awuzie, and then 1 from Jalen Smith, Byron Jones, Xavier Woods, and Jordan Lewis. Do we have any touchdowns? We do not. That's alright, though. On offense, we were 7th. If Dak Prescott had played a bit better, we probably could have been 1st. And then on the defense, we were 12th. Okay, so not bad at all. Top, 12 in both of those categories. Zeke does win MVP. We already saw that. Nobody else from the Cowboys. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Ezekiel Elliott again. Dak Prescott actually comes in there at number 10. Defensive Player of the Year, we have Jalen Smith at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Saquon Barkley, but Michael Gallup comes in 3rd. Bo Scarborough comes in 10th, and then Defensive Rookie of the Year, Leighton Vander Esch comes in 5th, and then that's it from our team. Let's check out the experience points, though. Ezekiel Elliott should have quite a bit if he won MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. He has 5, so he's pretty much going to be a 99 going into this first playoff game with this confidence. 1 from DeAndre Hopkins, Allen Hurns, 2 from Michael Gallup, 1 from Dak Prescott, and then most of the O-line and Jeff Swaim. And then on the defensive side, we have 2 from Jalen Smith, 2 from Taco Charlton, 4 from David Irving, 2 from DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 from Jordan Lewis, and then 1 from some other guys there. Right after I was done talking there, I looked over at my computer, and my recording was all spazzy and all, glitchy and stuff. I really hope that isn't happening, in the video. I went back and watched the video, and the parts I saw looked fine, so I hope there aren't segments where it does glitch out. I apologize if there are. I can't really do anything to prevent it. It's just something that happens with Elgato sometimes. It really doesn't happen too often, but occasionally it will. But here's a look at the offense. Dak Prescott, I think, went up 1 overall point, or maybe not at all. Ezekiel Elliott is up to a 99 with some confidence. Some other players on this offense went up nicely as well. And then on the defensive side, David Irving is an 87 overall with confidence. Not bad at all. Jalen Smith is now playing left out. I realized that Sean Lee and Jalen Smith were both right outside linebackers. So I just moved Jalen Smith to left out because I want Sean Lee to play his, normal position. Eric Reed actually went up 2 overall points with 1 experience point, which is always nice to see. But let's check out the overall, difference between us and the Redskins. We should have a higher overall team than them. We do. We are an 85. They are an 82. We split this season, with our games and stuff. So let's see what happens in this wild card round. Can we take them down? We were actually not able to. So they got the better of us this year. We beat them once. They beat us twice. Let's check out this score, though. 28-26, such a close game, but it's okay. I can negotiate with Eric Reed right now, and I am going to. He actually played sort of well, so why not? I'll give him 5 years, and I'll bring this down to $2 million, because I know he'll accept it. So I'll cheese the system just a little bit, save $500,000. I don't really think that's going to matter in the end, but let's go into free agency here. I think we're going to have $35 or so million to spend on some players. We have 38 actually, $3.85 million more than I thought. Tyrann Mathieu is here. Yes, yes, for sure, I'm going after Tyrann Mathieu. Why would the Texans not bring him back? They don't have to worry about, DeAndre Hopkins' contract anymore. Kind of interesting. So I'm going to go, all in on Tyrann Mathieu. I see Trevor Williams down there. I would like to go after him, but he might be getting some insane offers, and he is, like usual. But still, if I can just get Tyrann Mathieu, that'd be awesome. Tevin Coleman's here as well, but obviously don't need Tevin Coleman, and that was loud. Did not mute my computer. That was my fault. But yeah, I'll let you know if we got Tyrann Mathieu. We did get Tyrann Mathieu. That's going to help out our defense so much. He's going to stay at free safety. I have the 6th overall pick in this draft, and I really wanted to draft that DeChaw Edwards guy. That's a strange first name, but he's an 85 overall. That is insane. He didn't have any A+ stats or anything like that, but he also did win the Heisman. I don't think that guarantees superstar anymore, but he still looked very good. But anyway, with this pick, I'm going with Vincent Rogers. 22 years old, pretty big guy, 6'6", 307 pounds. He's probably going to be my second defensive tackle because I like how David Irving played at the number 1, but I still want him on the team. He's an 80 overall, and he has star development. That is actually awesome. 80 overall as a run stopper, fits the scheme, 93 strength, 78 block shed, 83 power moves, and 84 tackling. This guy's actually really good. I'm not going to select this guy, but I just want to mention that Taviozi Knight looks tremendous. He has an 8.0 combine grade as a power back. 4.5, 740 is pretty insane. This guy just looks ridiculously good. There's no reason for me to take him. He's also 6'3". Okay, that is pretty insane. But I have the 10th and the 13th overall picks. So, along with the 19th and the 24th. But, like, the 10th and the 13th are important because there's a couple of mid-first round guys that I want. I think Intavio, there's some weird names in this one. Intavio Haynes, I think, is the best corner in this class. This guy's not bad either. 4.42 speed. I think Intavio's the fastest. No, there's somebody else who was faster than him earlier, but whatever. 4.42 speed still isn't bad. I also kind of want Malcolm Archibald. I've never seen names like these guys before, to be honest, but I'm gonna go with Intavio with this one. He looks very, very good. He's a 78 overall, quick development. I would consider that a bit of a reach, but 21 years old, not bad at all. 91 speed, 81 man, 82 zone, 83 press. I'll start this guy somewhere. That middle linebacker got selected. That kind of does suck, but I also want to see what Taviozi Knight is all about, so I'm going to be selecting him here. I think. He's supposed to be an early first-round draft pick. This wide receiver looks okay. I kind of want to take him in the late first round when he's supposed to go. I guess I could take this guy now. He's, more of a need. I really don't need that running back, so I'm going to go with Mac Mathis. He's really slow. He has a 4.6, 840, but he has very good top 3 skills and an okay 3-cone. Not the best 20-yard shuttle, but hopefully he's still decent. He's a 77 overall, so the overall isn't really there, but he does have star development. 85 speed is terrible. 92 acceleration is pretty good. 87 catching is very good as well. 87 short, 87 medium. All of his, B plus stats are all 87s. It's kind of funny. 86 agility isn't that bad. I think I'll start this guy in the slot. I'm going to go with Taviozi Knight now. He's just going to be my backup running back, but I need to see how good this guy is. He's an 80 overall. He has star development. But he has 89 speed, 88 trucking, 89 acceleration and agility, 88 carrying, 91 stiff arm. I have a right outside linebacker on my draft board here. Haynes Arsenault doesn't look that bad. He's 21 years old, which is nice, has decent top 3 skills, and he has a 6.8 combine grade, which isn't perfect, but I'm still going to be selecting him. He's an 82 overall. He was ranked 2nd in the entire draft. He also has star development. That was very, very surprising. 84 tackling, 89 hit power, 83 speed, 84 acceleration, 88 pursuit. His zone coverage is terrible, but I think this guy's going to start, either right or left outside linebacker, one of the two. I have 2 more players left on my draft board, and they're both left tackles. They kind of both look really good, though. Maybe if they are good enough, I could slide one of them into guard. But Bradley Bird is going to be the first guy out of Penn State. That's pretty cool. His top skills are B run block, B minus impact, B minus pass block finesse. So let's go with him. 75 overall, normal development. Not a terrible player. Definitely not going to start. And then I'm going to be selecting this other left tackle. And then maybe I'll just trade for another guard because we do have that, I forgot his name, the rookie that they drafted, that the Cowboys drafted last year. He's like a 76 or something like that. He got the job done last season, so I don't even really need to trade for one. I still might, though. I don't know. Devasia Burge. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, some really weird names in this draft. He is a 76 overall, so a bit better than the guy we just drafted. I have this guy fully scouted, and he looks decent. He's pretty tall, so I might try to shift this guy to tight end and see if that goes well. If not, I can always just trade for one. Michael Bowers. Let's go with him. He is a 70 overall, normal development at wide receiver, but he could be better than that at tight end, so I'll probably give him a shot there just to see what he goes up to. If he doesn't go up that well, I'm just going to probably trade for one. I'm going to go to the end of the draft, though. I'm giving the Panthers Byron Jones and Malik Collins to get Devin Funchess. So I do like Byron Jones. I think he's a good player, but he's definitely the most expendable corner on this team because we have Jordan Lewis and Chidobe Awuzie, who are both younger than him, making less money, so it's, more cost efficient to keep them. And we also just drafted that one corner. But Byron Jones is a solid player, but I just think it's time to get rid of him. And then Malik Collins, he was just the 3rd-string defensive tackle. I'm getting Devin Funchess, though, who I'm going to move to tight end. He should go up pretty well. He goes up very well. He's now an 87 overall. Bowers was only a 72, so I definitely wanted to get a different tight end. I'm giving the Packers Xavier Woods and Frazier for Blake Martinez. This is going to be the team heading into the second season. We are a 91 overall, 97 on offense, 91 on defense. Hopefully, Ezekiel Elliott can have another MVP kind of season. This wide receiver core got a little bit better because Mathis is now the slot guy. Hopefully Dak Prescott can have a good season. I'm starting Bird at left guard because he fits this scheme more so than Williams, and he's a rookie, so maybe he has more potential. I'm not even sure, honestly. I don't really see it that like low overall rookies go up that much this year, so I'm just going to try it out. And then on the defense, Blake Martinez was the newest acquisition, but of course we got Tyrann Mathieu now at free safety. We have the rookie Rodgers playing at defensive tackle. We also have the rookie corner playing right there. I'm not sure where he's actually playing though. Let me see. He's playing the number 2 corner position, I think, because Jordan Lewis is playing in the nickel, and then Mathis is the slot. Okay, making sure of that. But this team looks pretty decent. I think we can make it back to the playoffs. We have a bye week here at the midseason mark. How are we doing? We are 2-5-1. Okay, that's a bit surprising. The Redskins are 5-3, the Eagles are 5-3, and the Giants are 3-5. How is this team 2-5-1? We're 91 overall. That's just not fair. Dak Prescott has an experience point, as does Knight. Nobody else there on the offense. Maybe Mathis, actually. Yeah, he does have one. And then on the defensive side, we have one from a bunch of different players here. We have 2 from the defensive tackle. Not terrible, I guess, but I don't understand what the record's all about, how this team is playing this badly. Ezekiel Elliott, though, definitely has to come back to the team. So does Blake Martinez. Sean Lee, I think I'm going to let go and maybe try to sign somebody else in free agency. If not, I can probably get him back. Dak Prescott, I guess I want back on the team. He didn't have the best year last season, but, I mean, he still got us to the playoffs, I guess. I don't know. Allen Hurns, I might let go as well. I can probably replace him. Jalen Smith, same with him because I don't really need him anymore since we have 3 middle linebackers. So Blake Martinez I'm going to start with. Definitely want him back on the team. He is coming back. Ezekiel Elliott, probably the most important out of all of these guys. I don't know why I said probably. He definitely is the most important. He's coming back to the team. And then Dak Prescott, I will negotiate with. I mean, he wants a pretty big contract, but I still think it's worth it, I guess, just to have, a solid quarterback option. I don't really want anybody else here, though. At the end of the season here, we did not make the playoffs. We went 8-7-1, so we actually did kind of well in the second half of the season. I don't know why the first half went so poorly. 12-4 for the Redskins, 10-5-1 from the Eagles, and then 8-8 from the Giants. Another pretty close division. Check out the team schedule, though. We went 3-1 in the preseason, lost the opening 2 games, beat the Giants, lost 2 more, tied to the Lions, lost to the Eagles 14-0, and then we beat the Giants. Actually, we beat the Giants and 4 other teams there. Lost to the Redskins, won 2 more, and then lost to the Redskins again. If we would have, won these 2 games against the Redskins, which were both decided by 3 points, we definitely would have made the playoffs. That was insane, actually, that second half of the year. Jared Goff wins MVP. That's kind of surprising. Usually don't see him there. 3,565 yards, I think, from Dak Prescott. 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. Not doing too much, but he's also not making many mistakes, so I guess he's okay to stay on the team. Ezekiel Elliott, though, another insane year. 1,670 yards, 14 touchdowns. Taviozi Knight gets 4 touchdowns. Bo Scarborough gets 1. DeAndre Hopkins gets over 1,000 yards this season with 9 touchdowns. Mathis gets 7 touchdowns. Devin Funchess 5. Allen Hurns only 2. But I mean, when Dak Prescott's not throwing the ball for that many yards, you can't really expect all your receivers to go off. This O-line is still playing out of their mind. And then on the defensive side, 122 tackles from Sean Lee, 104 from Tyrann Mathieu and Jalen Smith, and then 102 from Jordan Lewis. Why did Jalen Smith get so many tackles? Blake Martinez got 48. Haynes Arsenault got 45. Okay, well, Jalen Smith started at middle linebacker, I guess? I mean, he played kind of well. That's just weird. 18 tackles for loss for David Irving, 11 from DeMarcus Lawrence, 10 from Vincent Rogers. But then we have 17 sacks from DeMarcus Lawrence. 9 from David Irving is good again. And then interceptions, 2 from Jalen Smith, Chidobe Awuzie, and Intavio Haynes. 1 from Blake Martinez and Tyrann Mathieu. Do we have any touchdowns? We have 1 at least. And that's all we got from the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. We were 9th in the NFL on offense. And then on defense, probably not that great. 29th, yeah, okay. So that's why we were probably not in a lot of those games. Jared Goff, like I already saw, wins MVP. 13-3 from, the Rams. Anybody from the Cowboys? Ezekiel Elliott is in there at number 3. Nobody else from the Cowboys. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Zeke. Nobody else from the Cowboys. Defensive Player of the Year, we have Sean Lee in there, and that's it, I think. I don't think I saw anybody else. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mac Mathis comes in 3rd. We also have Taviozi Knight coming in 5th, and Michael Bowers, almost said Brockers, coming in 9th. And the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Intavio Haynes comes in 2nd. That would have been awesome. Our linebacker is not, in that list at all, but that's all right. On the offense, though, for the experience, we have 1 from Dak Prescott, 2 from Ezekiel Elliott, 2 from Knights, 1 from Devin Funchess, 1 from DeAndre Hopkins, 2 from Mathis, and then on the defensive side, we have 3 from Arsenault, I really want him to play more. We have 4 from Rodgers, 3 from David Irving, 2 from Taco Charlton and DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 from Chidobe Awuzie and Jordan Lewis and Haynes, actually, and then 1 from Eric Reed. I have $24.46 million to spend on some players here. Who can we get? Derrick Henry is the top player. Sean Lee is here. I think I'm going to have to go after him because there's no other good outside linebackers. I was really hoping that Miles Jack would be here. I could also go after Jalen Mills. He's not a bad cornerback by any means, and Will Fuller would not be a bad number 2 wide receiver. So I'm going to spend, some money on this free agency period. So far, the only player to accept has been Jalen Mills. I did go after Will Fuller and Sean Lee, though, and I don't know anything yet from them. Sean Lee's getting more offers. We are still the highest on Will Fuller, but I'm definitely going to have to up it on Sean Lee. We ended up getting Will Fuller and Sean Lee as well, so that helps out this team a lot. I have the 18th overall pick in this draft here, and there's a pretty decent-looking quarterback. He has a 6.6 combine grade, which is nuts. I don't know if I want him, right, because Dak Prescott hasn't necessarily played bad, but I find that rookie quarterbacks and quarterbacks that you draft play so much better than some of the already drafted players in this game. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what happens. Like in my Chiefs rebuild, Pat Mahomes wasn't playing terribly, but he wasn't really getting over 4,000 yards ever. And then the first year I had that one quarterback, he got over 4,000 yards. Like it just doesn't seem realistic, but it's okay. That's just kind of how Madden's been going. Also, there's really not like too many players that I want in this draft. I'm going to select this quarterback. If he's good, like if he's above an 80 or maybe like a 79 with like star development, I'll start him. But if he's nothing special, I will definitely keep Dak Prescott starting. He's a 77 overall, quick development, really not a bad player. 89 throw power, 80 medium, 81 short, 89 speed though. This guy would be insane to actually use. I don't think I'm going to start him, even though I do think he would play better. I'm not going to start him. I'll keep Dak Prescott. I am not going to make any trades this season because I really think this team is plenty good enough to get into the playoffs. We have a 99 overall offense and a 91 overall defense. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I think it's just Madden just cheesing me a little. Kalichi Osemele went down to an 82, which is really rough actually, but he's been playing well. He played well last season, so I'm going to trust him over there at right tackle again. And then on the defensive side, nothing obviously is different. This team actually looks really, really good. They should easily be able to make it to the playoffs. I mean, this division is rough. Like the Eagles and the Redskins have been playing well, and the Giants haven't been playing badly. So let's see if maybe we can get lucky with this division here. Here we are at the mid-season mark. We do have a bye week, though, again. We just lost to the Ravens by 4 points. That's kind of rough. We are 5-2-1, though. The Eagles are 4-3, the Giants 3-5, and the Redskins 2-6. Hopefully we can make it into the playoffs this season. I also turned on auto-progress players. I should have probably turned that off for this, but it's not really the end of the world here. A couple guys went up pretty well. Arsenault's an 86 after, I didn't go over the team after they got upgraded, but Arsenault's an 86 now. I'm trying to think who else went up on the defensive side. I think DeMarcus Lawrence went up a little bit. David Irving's up to a 92. Rodgers is up to an 85. This also could have been a bit of experience for this season, too. I mean, our overall did improve. Dak Prescott's an 83. Ezekiel Elliott is a true 99 now. DeAndre Hopkins, 96. This team's looking nice. But yeah, at the midseason mark, we're doing pretty well. I will bring back some players, though, just to negotiate with these guys here. Just in case we do have to go another season, I brought back Jordan Lewis, Taco Charlton, and Dan Bailey. I think the other guys are rather expendable. Chidobe Awuzie, actually, the more I think about it, I'm going to bring him back. He's a solid corner. He only has normal development, but we definitely have the money to bring him in, and he is currently a starter. But Kalichi Osemele is an 82 overall, and he's just going to go down even more, just in case, if they go another year. I'm thinking about it that way. And then Sean Lee, the same thing. He's going to go down a lot this season. I can definitely replace those guys in the offseason if I have to. We ended up making the playoffs, but we went 9-6-1. The Panthers went 8-8. We won the division, but we actually tied with the Giants, who also went 9-6-1. Eagles 8-8, and the Redskins 7-9. This division has been so close every single season. Even though at the midseason marks, it hasn't looked like it was going to be that close, especially this past year. But it ended up being, very, very close. 2-2 in the preseason, won the opening 3 games, lost to the Rams, then tied to the Saints, won 2 more, lost to the Ravens and the Eagles, won 4 in a row, and then lost the last 3. Not a good way to go into the playoffs, losing the last 3 games. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. Surprised that was the first time that happened to this rebuild. Dak Prescott again, okay, so he's not throwing for many yards, but he's being very, very safe. 29 touchdowns, 8 interceptions only. I can take that, for a season. 1,757 yards with 13 touchdowns, though, from Ezekiel Elliott. He has been insane so far this rebuild. Knight had 4 touchdowns as a backup. Caldwell had 1, Dak Prescott had 1, so did Will Fuller. Okay, our receivers are getting touchdowns here. 957 yards from DeAndre Hopkins with 4 touchdowns. Devin Funchess had 9, Will Fuller 3, and then Mac Mathis had 8. Blocking, how is this? This has also been tremendous this entire time. Kalichio Assembly, only an 82 overall, but he's only letting up 8 sacks a season. That's not bad at all. 118 tackles here from Sean Lee, 93 from Jordan Lewis and Jalen Mills. They had very, very similar seasons. Tackles for loss, we have 14 from Taco Charlton, 12 from David Irving, and 11 from Vincent Rogers. We also have 14.5 sacks from DeMarcus Lawrence, 9.5 from David Irving. He's been consistently getting over 9 sacks a season. Interceptions, 2 from Jalen Mills, and then 1 from Sean Lee, Eric Reed, Jordan Lewis, and Chidobe Awuzie. This defense is strange, right? Because Sean Lee had the most tackles out of any linebacker. Then there's Blake Martinez, and then Arsenault is 49. I don't know, but Arsenault is a very good player. I wish he had more playing time, but Sean Lee is all right. I mean, I'm okay if he had more tackles than him. If Sean Lee had more tackles than Arsenault, I should say. We didn't have any touchdowns either. We were 4th in the NFL in offense. And then on the defensive side, we were 14th. Okay, so the offense has been consistently very, very good. The defense has been average. The Rams went 14-1-1. That's interesting. Ezekiel Elliott, though, comes in 4th in MVP. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Ezekiel Elliott comes in 2nd. Nobody else from the Cowboys. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody from the Cowboys. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mark Dobson and Damian Otis, both from the Giants, come in 1st and 2nd. Taylor Caldwell comes in 3rd. He's a 59 overall because, I mean, he's like a good receiving back for this team. And I guess the scheme has to be like power back or something. That's why he's a 59. But the computer just drafted him. He was like a 77 overall, a star development or something. He's actually really good. Nobody else from the Cowboys. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nobody from the Cowboys. Best quarterback goes to Matt Ryan. Dak Prescott is in this list at number 6. Best running back does go to Zeke, though. He's easily the reason why we made the playoffs this past year and the first season. Best wide receiver goes to Julio Jones. Almost said Falcons. That's not right. Devonta Adams, though, comes in 2nd. Anybody from the Cowboys? I don't see anyone, but that makes sense. Nobody played that well. Best offensive lineman goes to David Bakhtiari, but then we have the trio here. Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, and Tyron Smith. Nobody else from the Cowboys, but those 3 guys are insane. Best defensive lineman goes to Aaron Donald. DeMarcus Lawrence comes in 5th. Best linebacker goes to Quan Alexander, actually. Nobody from the Cowboys. Best defensive back, no chance a Cowboys player makes it in here. And then best kicker. Is Dan Bailey in it? He's actually not. That's pretty interesting. He's a very good kicker. Kind of expected him to be there, at least for this last season. On the offensive, though, we have 84 overall for Dak Prescott. Still a 99 for Ezekiel Elliott. I'm trying to look for anybody that went up a ton. Will Fuller is now an 85. Mathis is now an 81. I don't see anybody else, who's upgraded that much. And then on the defensive side, David Irving has confidence, as does DeMarcus Lawrence. This team's actually looking really, really good. Let's see if we can take down the Panthers. I could spend my coach experience. I probably should. We are a 93 overall. They are a 78 overall. We have a 15 overall point advantage over them. We should totally win this game. I actually don't think I can spend my experience on anything right now. I got all of the upgrades that are like 18,000 or 1,800, so I'm just going to advance the week. Let's see, did we take down the Panthers, or is Sim going to screw us over? They actually did not screw us over, and we did take down the Panthers. We take on the Falcons, though. They are a 90 overall. We are still a 93, so this team is much better than the Panthers. Let's see if we can win this one. I don't think we're going to be able to. The Falcons are insane in simulation, and we do lose that game there. That's okay, though. I think this rebuild was still relatively successful. We still made it to the playoffs 2 seasons. I think last year was a bit of a fluke. I think we should have made it to the playoffs that year. But 19-13 against the Panthers, and then 31-21 against the Falcons. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this rebuild, but here's one last look at the offense, one last look at the defense, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.